Imagine a place where thickets, marshland and trees during pre-colonial Kenya would be transformed into a booming sisal plantation in colonial East Africa. And in post-colonial Kenya, the same parcel of land becomes the groundbreaking site for construction of what was then the country's most ultra-modern housing scheme. Situated in the east side of the country's capital city, Buruburu Estate is what may perhaps be termed as the Muthaiga of Eastlands area. But beneath the orange-roofed mansionettes lives a story waiting to be told. The conception of Buruburu Estate began in 1971 when this map was drawn. The estate was developed after a United Nations-initiated feasibility study within Nairobi's Eastlands area. That feasibility study was later known as the Nairobi Eastern Extension. It outlined an ambitious plan by the government to construct more than 5,000 housing units consisting of 2, 3 and 4 bedroom mansionettes that targeted a young, vibrant but growing Nairobi working class.
The concept was that they were trying to get a little more decent housing than you have in Jericho, Uhuru, Jerusalem, something a little more of the upper class, sort of the middle income groups.
Alan Simu, an architect of more than 40 years, was privileged to be one of the men who constructed Buruburu. He was roped into the project during construction of phase 3 of the estate in 1974.
They were looking for a project where they can sell or mortgage. They were looking for mortgage housing for our population, that group of people, the target group, who are the middle income, young, working class.
The middle-income young working class targeted for the project were people like 76-year-old Philip Mirichia.
The sad thing is I didn't have the money because these were all questions of luck. But I went up and down. I went to my bank. They gave me a loan according to my ability to pay. I went to my employer, they gave me 2 months' salary. Eventually, I was able to pay the 10% of the cost price.
The amount Philip struggled to raise was 8,600 Kenya shillings, a deposit needed to buy a 3-bedroom house in Buruburu Phase 3, which in the 1970s sold for just about 86,000 Kenya shillings. It wasn't affordable to many, but Kenya's then middle-income earners would line up for hours at the development house in Nairobi, where the application to buy a house in Buruburu took place. 29th of March 1973, the then Nairobi Mayor, Margaret Kenyatta, would unveil a plaque to commemorate the formal opening of the Buruburu Estate Development Scheme that would see 5,040 housing units constructed in 5 phases within a span of a decade from 1973.
When you added up all the contracts, it was like we got a figure like $29 million, which is approximately, it's probably close to 3 billion Kenya shillings today. So that was the cost in 70. That's what we estimated in 1984.
The estate borrows a lot from England. In fact, most of the funding for construction of Buruburu came from the Commonwealth Development Corporation, who were on a mission to improve housing among Britain's former colonies.
Actually, our first president of this country, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta, played a very big role to get Buruburu as a Commonwealth estate to be built here because I think when the Commonwealth heads of state met, or wherever they met, they decided that housing, they must elevate the issue of housing in Africa.
This, because you see here, this used to be an open space for children to play. But because of grabbing, somebody just came in due to impunity and decided to put up 4 units. Just now the kids have to play on this place. It used to be tarmac. Now there's no tarmac. There's nothing. We don't get any services. And the kids, all they can do now is just to play in the playstations. Nothing else they can do. This is what they are lacking.
Once open ground. Even
Yes.
you played here.
I played here. Yes.
The building in question has been built atop the estate's drainage system. The residents moved to court to stop the construction, and the case has been lying there for 15 years now.
Hapa ilikuwa ni playing ground ya watoto wetu. Watoto walikuwa wanatoka koti ile ingine, hii koti ya juu, koti ingine pale. Walikuwa wanakuja wanacheza hapa. Hata kulikuwa na nini ya basketball hapa. Watoto walikuwa wanacheza hapa hivi. Tukaona imekuwa surrounded na mabati. Tukaanza kushangaa ni nini inaendelea. Mwenyewe hakukuja wakati hiyo. Wakati wa pili, wakati sasa unajua anatuma tu watu, yeye mwenyewe akuje. Baadaye watu members, residents wa hapa wakasema pana, lazima tuanze kitu, tujue ni nini na ni nani ana grab playing ground ya watoto wetu.
And to every house there was a tree.
It's one of those things that disgusts the man who poured sweat and toiled to see the modern estate constructed more than 4 decades ago. Have you in recent times visited Buruburu estate in recent times, and what is your outlook of the estate now compared to then when the construction took place and when it was finalized?
Of course it's ugly now. It looks, I think the extensions have spoiled the beauty which we had. Not because extensions are bad, but I think they are uncontrolled.
It's a problem that has seen the population of the estate grow from 5,040 housing units, hosting about 35,000 residents, to nearly 20,000 housing units, playing host to a population of at least 150,000. The foundation stone for the construction of Buruburu Estate was laid in 1971 by the Prince of Wales, Prince Charles. The area has tremendously grown. The Buruburu shopping center played host to just 7 shops back then. Now it's a growing commercial center.
The shopping center of Buruburu is actually a satellite of the CBD Nairobi. Imagine Otieno, we have every big shop in the CBD here in Buruburu. You can get big boutiques, you can get big pharmacies here. We have an hospital. All major hospitals are represented in Buruburu. The major hospital is Metropolitan, and then we have all the others. Nairobi Hospital, Aga Khan, MP Shah, name it. They all have clinics here in Buruburu. Number 2, all financial institutions. Imagine Buruburu itself have 13 financial institutions here. All the major banks are represented here in Buruburu. So we are doing very well as Buruburu.
And they are apparently doing so well that the Estates Welfare Association is pushing to have the area gazetted as an administrative center of its own.
Buruburu is a big name, known worldwide. The entire country knows Buruburu. But when it comes to administrative, there is no location, even a village or a small location which is called Buruburu location. When it comes to political, we don't even have any political name for Buruburu.
It is from this estate in the early 2000s that a unique and interesting marketing strategy for minibuses was conceptualized that would change the face of Kenya's public transport system. At the heart of that creative explosion of matatu designs
hii ni ofisi yetu. Hii ni ofisi kama ile nyingine, white collar job.
Quite comfortable.
Najua.
Was Sheriff Safania Maina. I find him working for what he claims to be Buruburu's most coveted minibus, the Houdini.
Hii gari, hii ni interior yake, ina sunroof 3.
Sunroof 3. So sunroofs are these?
Sunroof, yeah. Okay. 1. Kuna hii hapa 2.
The genesis of pimping rides and especially minibuses in Nairobi began in this area. It is part of what forms the identity of the estate.
Why do you think there's such a rich matatu culture in this particular estate?
Mimi naweza sema Buru imekuwa always the best juu matri za Buru ni unique. Hakuna matri kama za Buru. Hizi zingine zimekuja kufanya vitu tulishafanya. Hizi vitu si tulishafanya tukamaliza. Hizi kuweka TV kwa viti, hii ni kitu tulifanya na brainchild.
There are more than 6 dozen minibuses that ply the Buruburu route daily, and standing out from the park to attract clients is an expensive affair.
Pimping inachukuaga 2M ama 1.5M.
2 million shillings.
Exactly.
It's an expensive business.
Ni expensive sana.
Now do you get
tumia pesa
kupata
upate pesa. Exactly.
And it appears the investment is paying off. Nganyas, as they are commonly known, have their group of loyal clientele here.
Manyanga, it's very fast. Once hata kama imekaa sana kabla ijae, ikitoka hapa ni less than 10 minutes niko town. Kwa hivyo sita kuchelewa. Kulinganisha gari nyingine inakaa hapa hii mboko haijui kufuata jam. Sasa kwa sababu kutoka Jogoo ipate jam, itabidi ipite Jericho isili. Within no time go town. Lakini pana hizi zingine utadelay. Hata kama iko juu na tembo, tuna appreciate juu ya fastness yake na madhiri iko poa.
Lakini tuseme ukweli, matatu za Rongai zimewachapa.
Hiyo nimekubali na najua hiyo ni kama kulinganisha kifo na usingizi. Ama kulinganisha unye na budake. Unajua mzee Jomo. So unaona kila kitu napanga na time yake. But apparently we are working on that. Buru itarudi kuwa Buru because wanakuaga yani sisi ndio we lead, they follow.
The issue of drug was rampant here in Buruburu because during the day they sell clothes, they sell vegetables, but at night they sell alcohol, they sell drugs. The issue of insecurity was too much because in fact even the bad boys hide in those structures. They get those drugs, get the drinks, and then they can do what they want to do at whatever time they feel that they are safe to do it.
And bars within the estate have apparently mushroomed like flowers during spring.
A small shopping center with 70 alcohol outlets. So, and the noise which comes out of those outlets at night, from Friday to Sunday, Buruburu people don't sleep because of the noise. These people have got what we call street bashes, which every bar has their street bash on Friday, Saturday, and they put tents outside the buildings, the permanent buildings, to play music the whole night. So people hardly sleep. Children who go to school the following day during exams time, they hardly get that rest. All people have been affected. Young children have been affected because of the noise.
And so the struggle to keep the estate as was intended against changing modern dynamics continues. Bad roads, dirt and congestion have now become part and parcel of Buruburu estate.
It is very sad. Buruburu is a sad story. When you start narrating it, the transformation from the original Buruburu, the way it was, to where we are now, it's a very sad story. We tell our kids, our children, we used to do ABCD, and they ask you, where did you used to do all these things? Tell them this one was a space. Then they ask you, then what happened? You are short of words, you cannot explain.
Nataka Buruburu yetu ya kitambo. Hatutaki hizi structures zenye ziko kila mahali, ingawa watu wanatafuta ya kula, lakini wametuharibia Buruburu sana.
Oh, and by the way, in case you are wondering where the name Buruburu came from,
The proper name is Ombulbul. Now, when our people came to draw and pronounce it, they called it the Buruburu, but it's Buruburu, and that is it means a marshy area, you know, with these riparian grass areas. So that's why it came. It's an original name.
Timothy Otieno, KTN News.